First and foremost, I want to comment on the atmosphere here at Waldo Stadium again. Oh, boy. When I got here 4 years ago, and I was the only one hired, I had about 2 days before I hired somebody, but I was the only one on staff. And I remember looking at Waldo Stadium, my office in Waldo, and looking at pictures. And at times it was full, at times it wasn't. Glenn, when you played, it was full, right? 88 team full. And there was bits and pieces throughout the years that it was really full. And I remember sitting in my office probably the third day I was on the job before I went to the convention. And I scanned the field and I imagined what we had tonight, what we've had the last few nights. And I actually came out today and I looked around the field and I was just so proud of our community. And I know it hasn't been perfect and I know it's not done and I know this isn't the end and I know we've got years and years and years down the road. But I'm so proud to be a Kalamazoo citizen. I live in Kalamazoo. My address is Kalamazoo. I love Kalamazoo. And to watch the pouring out of support that we had tonight meant a lot to me. I know it meant a lot to our coaches. I know it meant a lot to our players. And I know it meant a lot to our community, our alum, Jack, Glenn. I hope it meant a lot to you because that's what I envision and I love it. And I really challenge and hope that everybody can continue to do that throughout the years, win or lose. It's an incredible environment, and it's an incredible football atmosphere with the DJ and the band and the Jumbotrons and our announcers. Dr. David is unbelievable. I mean, the way that he is also, I remember telling him, hey, by the way, we're going to add a DJ. Dr. Montgomery looked at me like, what? No, you're not. And I explained exactly why. And he has been so selfless. And he has seen the bigger picture of what we wanted to create. And now the DJ and the band work so cohesively. It works so well for us. It might not work for others, it works for us. So I just want to thank Dr. Montgomery, too, our entire community of Kalamazoo and all the surrounding areas, all the people that gave up on your other team today and came to see us. We appreciate that. We'll take all types of fans, right? If you want to drive up from Florida, we'll take you, right? Wherever you want to come from, we'll take you, and I promise you, you won't be disappointed when you see Waldo Stadium in the daytime, in the afternoon, or at the night. So, again, I want to make sure that I wanted to start my press conference out by just thanking our fans, our student body. One thing I love, they stay. They stay from the beginning, and they stay to the end. And that means a lot as your head football coach. I know you can stay on top of that hill and just continue to drink a few Pepsis. And I know you can do that, but I appreciate you coming down and getting in the game. And then I appreciate you staying for the whole time. It means a lot to our program. I'd like to get all 30,000 to stay, sing the fight song and the alma mater, and stay all the way till the end and then watch the band. Because we're all in this together. So I know that had nothing to do with football. Corey, you're sitting there going, okay, let's talk about Carrington. But I just wanted to make sure I said that. I'm so grateful for the community. So thank you very much. With that, I don't really have an opening statement. You got to give Eastern a ton of credit. Chris Creighton's done an outstanding job. He's a good friend. And I knew this would be hard. We needed this. We needed to be challenged like this. It was not easy. It was not perfect. And if you look back at Houston 2 weeks ago, they lost. Then they got pushed all the way to the last second against Tulsa. Boise last night got pushed and blocked the field goal at the end. Guys, you know how hard it is to do what we're doing? I don't know if anyone truly understands, how hard it truly is. I mean, I coached Gavin's baseball team during the summer. After 2 games, we weren't undefeated, right? And he placed 28. We did end up winning like 17-5, one of the games I coached. But it's very difficult. And we needed to be challenged like that. We needed to have adversity. We needed things not to be perfect. And it was hard. And we still found a way to win. That's what elite teams do. I'm not saying we're elite. We are 1-0, guys. That is it. We are 1-0. Got to give them a ton of credit. They got a much improved football team. But you're a top 20 program. You're not going to get anything less than everybody's best. All chips pushed on black, red. We're coming at you. Half the things we saw in the first half, we hadn't seen on film. I mean, they did a heck of a job coming up with different things to move our defense different ways. Very creative plays. So you got to give them a ton of credit. They're a really good football team, very well coached. Their new defensive coordinator does an outstanding job. But I was so proud of our team's resolve, especially at the end of the half, down 17-14. They scored 10 points in 2 minutes and flip it just like that. You talk about clock management, understanding, being poised and calm in situations. Very proud of them. So with that, open it for questions.
Coach, can you talk about the defensive line and the struggles they had? Getting the row back, trying to pressure him, and it seemed like obviously their offensive line is very talented. But
very good. They're very good. I will say this though, we got to him, but that kid's a heck of an athlete. And as you keep dropping and then you scramble outside, even if we have contained, if you're dropping 5-6 yards past us and you break it, you still got time to get rid of it. We've got to be able to get more pressure. But the things they do on offense, their offense is very similar to Northern Illinois' offense. Okay? So when you have those types of shifts, motions, when you're game planning that, your whole defense has to change. The whole thing has to be able to change in your adjustments, what coverages you play, take you out of your comfort zone to stop different things. Plus, you got to spy that guy. Very difficult to do. Did an elite job of it last week. This week, I didn't think we did an elite job of it. But we got him out of the pocket. He just made a ton of plays. Kid's a playmaker. Got to give him credit.
Coach, we saw something tonight that we don't see too much of from the team. You guys ran 2 trick plays. What was the strategy behind those?
They're kind of just, I don't know about trick plays. I mean, they're just like any other play. It just happens to be in that moment. We feel like we can run it. We're going to run it. And very simple. We thought it was there. And we called the opening play. I mean, he's wide open. It's just we're into the wind. I thought Corey could have come up for that ball a little bit more, and he knows that. And Zach probably could have put it out there a little bit more. But he's wide open by 6-7 yards. Then he has to slow down. Then the guy knocks it away at the last second. Elite call, you got it. Wide open, start the game. Let's go. If it's there, let's go. And then we went to throw it back to Zach, and Corey made a heck of a decision by pulling that back. 52, OC, O'Connor, he's a dude now. He is a dude. He's really, really a talented player. He sniffed that out. So we thought he was going to be on the other side, and he wasn't. So he was over there. But, hey, we rolled with it.
What can it mean for the team if Carrington has a game like he did tonight? I mean, it's just another weapon, another guy defenses have to account for.
Just like we said from the start, Brian, right? We said stepping in. Guys got to be able to step in. We're as deep as we ever been. Are we a deep football team? No. We only have 105 guys on this roster. We're not as deep as we're going to be into the future, but we're creating depth. And one thing we're starting to understand is how mature this football team is. When doing what you have to do becomes doing what you want to do, you got something really special. Instead of just having to be the sidekick of Batman, right? You're actually Robin and you save his life, right? And you actually do your job. That is where the maturities actually come out from Michael Henry, Carrington Thompson, the Flint connection. I mean, they're the 2 most popular people in Flint right now, right? I mean, that's true. But they have only done it through hard work. They have had nothing handed to them since they've been here. Nothing. They've had to do it the very, very hard way because they've had to be able to buy into the culture 100% or get out of the culture 100%. And coming into the culture 100%, buying in is not exactly very easy. But, I mean, guys, what do you have? 8 catches, 177 yards, and 2 touchdowns? Yep. That's the type of kid he is, too. And that's the type of person he's become. Michael Henry, 7 catches, 88 yards. It's the type of person he's become. Whenever their numbers are called, they will find a way to make plays. But again, what it does makes our offense a little bit more deadly, right? And then you have a guy like Corey Davis has only 5 catches, 87 yards, and a touchdown. Where all you're going to say, like, man, he's under 100 yards again. He's only 400 and some for breaking the all-time NCAA record, so it ain't that bad. But again, he knows that. You talk about maturity, he knows that. He knows how important Carrington and Michael Henry are, and Jarvion and Bogan. One of the most selfless people I've ever met. And all he does is block his butt off. And he's not sitting there saying, hey, when are you going to give me the ball? He's not. I mean, he had 5 catches. Throughout all those plays, he had 5 catches. So credit to our guys, credit to Coach Shiraka for putting our players in a position and trusting them to be able to make those plays. And our entire offensive staff.
D. Eskridge looks like a jet. I mean, watching him from the press box, there have been thoughts to put the ball more in his hands because the speed is just ridiculous.
Yeah, right now he's kind of like he's on the ground. I don't know if he's a jet, but he's one of the funny cars. Okay, you know what I mean, with the big wheels and the tip, and sometimes it goes like this and veers off. Sometimes it goes straight down. It's just hauling though. It just goes. Well, we need him to become his A-jet. is an F-16, where now I can go this way, and I can see things. I got radar lock. I got all the elite equipment on my plane. I can do a lot just with a touch of a joystick. And I think that's what he'll start to understand as he matures as a football player. But right now, when he gets it, it's like, okay, go from A to B. Here I go, which, again, he does at an elite level. But put the ball on the ground towards the end of the game, he's got to be able to break some tackles, make people miss. But again, I remember when I played as a freshman. I mean, he plays way better than I ever played. I was scared to death. First pass I ever got went right through my hands, and it was a pick six. That was the first play I ever had in my entire college career. Joe Novak came over and said, we're going to come right back to you, young man. This guy is a tough, tough individual, and he's only going to get better. And we continue to add like a missile on the right and a missile on the left and a more gun machine here and a little bit more mock to his jet, a little bit more fuel, you know. But that's what you have to do to a freshman that has that big of a role. You've got to be able to spoon feed him. But he's becoming a really elite wide receiver. He made some big catches tonight. I mean, some big catches and some big time moments as a true freshman. So, good old Bluffton, Indiana.
They went 8 for 15 on third down and 3 for 3 on fourth down. Can you talk a little bit about not getting off the field?
Yeah, I will tell you, one of our main goals this week was third down. And we got him in third down, just didn't get him off on third down. And it wasn't always 3rd and 1. It was 3rd and 14, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. But again, you got to give them credit. Again, they do so many things that made it very difficult for us. So you got to give them credit. They made plays. But we have to play better on third down, period. I mean, that's not what you want. 8 of 15. I mean, we were 5 of 8. We had a better, basically the same percentage, maybe a little bit percentage. But then they went for it on fourth down multiple times, which, again, you got a taste of our own medicine. I'd like them to punt. I'm sure people would like me to punt, right? But we got a taste of our own medicine. But that's what we needed. We needed somebody to flip the script on us and play us like they played us. Hey, we're going to grow and learn from this. But I like growing and learning with the W next to the one-game season.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about, you talked quite a bit about the atmosphere when you first came in, but looking at the actual numbers of people being here, sunny afternoon game, you guys are 7-0 coming in, and 23,700 and some change in the stadium. What do you want to see out of Kalamazoo in the stands, and how do you perceive that going forward?
I'm not into demanding anything from anybody. I'm into, if you want to have an elite environment, come see us. It'll take a while. We're better than we've ever been in attendance. Better than we've ever been. And we're only going to keep growing higher. I don't know if I would believe 23,000. I think we need to recount some tickets. But the one thing about us, what we actually do, Corey, we actually count every ticket. Well, 2, 3, actually 23,792, whatever you said, was actually the amount of people that had a ticket that was counted. Literally, not Pepsi cups, not, hey, we had 26,000 and there were 2 people in the stands. That's not how this place works. We do it the right way. And again, we'll continue to gain that type of steam. We'll continue, again, I have no problem continue to prove to people. I have no problem with that. But I know this, our 4th home game last year, I don't know what we had, but it probably wasn't 24,000. Changing our best is what this program's about. One person at a time. One area at a time, one program, or one company at a time, you know, one family at the children's hospital at a time. And eventually, again, people are going to realize this isn't about football. This is a way bigger thing than just football, a way more common cause that has nothing to do with winning or losing. It has to do with changing your life. It has to do with believing in something bigger than yourself. So, again, I'm very proud of them. I'm not going to complain one bit about 24,000 people ever. Proud of them. So, in my opinion, we're getting there.